Hello, my name is Stefan and I want to present my technology assessment about the evaluation of data quality improvement techniques in clinical research. My basic question I want to answer is, do data management systems and biomedical research really improve data quality processes? First, I will give you an overview about the background and I will address three important issues that appear during clinical trials that really have a huge impact on data quality. Then I will explain you my evaluation framework. After that, I will show you the results I found in the literature and the standards I found. And then I will conclude everything in one slide. We are in the domain of clinical research and manual data entry, where the human or the scientist directly enter patient information into the clinical trial registry. In this registry, data has only high quality when it represents the needs of the scientists. The data management has also been in compliance with GCP standards. GCP means good clinical practice, and this is an international standard to ensure patient safety and data quality in clinical research. It is recommended for every clinical trial. There are other standards or guidance documents, for instance from the Food and Drug Administration. But as you see here in this chart, over 50% of all European clinical research institutions are not performing data management in compliance with any of these standards. Now to the problems. What leads to low data quality in clinical research? There are very much aspects that could lead to low data quality, but the most important problem is the human. He's not well trained, he has not very much time because he's entering the data sometimes during routine care, and he's not very much motivated to enter data or enter data twice. He doesn't know how he contributes with his data entry to the general trial objectives. The second problem is the inaccuracy of data collection. We have two methods of data collection: electronic data capture and manual data entry. Over 50% of all clinical trials are still using manual data entry. So to address data quality improvement methods, you have to investigate the manual data entry. Both methods are capturing similar data completeness, but in manual data entry there's a lack of data accuracy. The third problem is inefficient monitoring. 20 to 25% of the complete trial costs is invested into monitoring. In a multi-center trial, you send a data manager to other sites to investigate the structure and the process and maybe to get to 95% of all problems. But with a centralized method, when you investigate just with statistical methods data inconsistencies, you can find up to 90% of all problems. So if it were to send a data manager with all the travel costs and hotel costs to another site just to detect 5% to 10% more problems. Monitoring anyway is time-consuming, inefficient, and cost-intensive. After I gave an overview about three important issues that appear during clinical trials and impact data quality, I will explain you my evaluation framework. On the one hand side, we have the data process with the data entry, the data collection, and the data assessment. Now we have the problems that appears: the low user motivation, the inaccurate data collection, and the inefficient monitoring. But what is the aim? The aim is, of course, to increase the user participation to enter more data and high quality data. The user needs during the collection real-time feedback, and we need an ongoing quality assurance. Ongoing is a very important word in quality assurance. Data quality improvement must be an ongoing and iterative process. Christian Ohmann, 2013, published standards that really address these issues. He suggests staff training for the data entry, also gamified applications, but this is another standard. We have the data collection, where he suggests automated entry rules, and the data assessment with monthly investigator feedback. Now to the solutions. How to increase the user participation. First up, we need a short-term motivation because clinical trials are not performed on long-term, like 20 years. Short-term motivation is enough. So there are some rewards the user can get, like on leaderboards, on achievements or badges. He also needs some information about his contribution. How does he contribute to the overall clinical trial? And it was shown that managerial pressure and improved technology really doesn't have a huge impact on the user participation. So the suggestion is gamified processes in the data management system. The second solution is automated real-time feedback. Every one of you already experienced real-time feedback when you created a password. You received the suggestions, please make more capital letters or numbers in your password. This is of course applicable on biomedical research where the user enters patient information into the clinical registry. He not only gets feedback about that this item is not in range or you have to re-enter that item, he also gets feedback about this item is defined as compulsory and you're not allowed to leave this item empty. He also can get reminders, email reminders about last time you submitted that form, you forgot that entry. Please enter it again. Or he can receive lists what he has to enter to get on a special eligibility score for his records. Also, there's a possibility of reordering entries that when the system knows that this item is not in range, and other features that simplify the data entry. Now to the improvement of data monitoring. The principal investigator or the local investigators can enter a special page in the data management systems where they have some insight about the performances of their sites. For instance, everything what a data monitor in an on-site visit makes can be viewed in this special page. You can see if some items are in range or not in range, and that, for instance, in this example, he can click on the imaging item, why is it an outliner, and then he can see what site is performing not very good or is performing completely different than all the other sites because they're using different standards or different measurements, and then he can send some emails and improve the performances. In conclusion, on the left-hand side you have the overview of the primary issues I wanted to address with this project. On the right-hand side you have the conclusion of standards from the literature. So, showing contribution really increased the motivation of the user. Gamified features increased the motivation, but this was not investigated into the biomedical domain. So, if the scientist has more motivation when he has leaderboards and badges is unknown. When you don't have that much motivation as a scientist, then managerial pressure doesn't really increase your motivation at all. Real-time feedback increases the data accuracy. Supported with email reminders with query lists, for instance, who suggest please enter this item and enter that item, really increase the data quality. Double data entry is still one of the most important methods for data quality improvement, but it is also the most demotivating. There are other methods, for instance, like visual checking or read aloud, but they don't achieve that much high data accuracy. Statistical methods that are published in the literature really detect frauds, for instance, or performance differences of the clinical sites. They really detect data errors. But data cleaning is still the most important procedure. Data cleaning at the end of the trial, improving the data, deleting data, but this is a retrospective procedure and not an ongoing. And exactly this problem leads us to the last slide. Retrospective evaluation of data quality is still the most common procedure for the improvement of data quality. An example is data cleaning, deleting items that are not captured in good accuracy or in completeness or are not comparable with others will be deleted at the end of the trial and will be excluded from the overall trial objectives. But as I showed you, ongoing data quality improvement is needed. A continuously iterative process will ensure that the data quality will improve over the time. The second is less research is performed about the efficiency of real-time feedback, but this method really can cover all the issues. Automatic feedback can help the data entry, the user during the data entry. Investigator feedback can really improve monitoring purposes, and the community feedback really improves with leaderboard the motivation of the user. So thank you for your attention and that you have listened to my talk. When you have any questions or want the literature list, please contact me.